There's a kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from lack of sleep, but from living every day as if you're being chased. Chased by expectations, by comparison, by noise. You scroll, you consume, you react, and yet you feel nothing real. You tell yourself you're fine, that this is normal. But deep down, you can sense it. Something inside you is unraveling. And maybe you've asked yourself, quietly, in those sleepless moments, why can't I just feel calm? Why does the world feel like it's spinning faster than you can breathe? Section 1. The illusion of control. The truth is, most of us mistake control for peace. We think if we can manage every detail, our work, our reputation, our future, we'll finally feel safe. But control is just another name for fear. The Stoics understood this long before our world drowned in dopamine and distraction. Epictetus wrote, "Some things are in our control, and others are not." It sounds simple, almost too simple. But in that one sentence lies the difference between inner peace and endless suffering. Because the more you try to control the uncontrollable, people, opinions, time, the more chaos you invite into your mind. You become addicted to certainty in a world that was never meant to give it to you. We live in an age where every screen whispers the same lie. You are the center of the universe. Your voice, your look, your thoughts, they all matter endlessly. But this illusion only isolates us further. It inflates our ego while starving our soul. Section 2. The psychological trap of modern life. Psychologists call it cognitive overload. Our brains weren't designed to process the infinite, the endless feeds, the constant opinions, the perpetual outrage. Every notification, every update, every comparison, it fractures your attention. And where your attention goes, your peace follows. We've mistaken stimulation for meaning. We chase noise because silence forces us to face ourselves, to confront the quiet truth that maybe we don't know who we are anymore. Nietzsche once warned that those who fight monsters must take care not to become one themselves. In our world, the monsters aren't always people, they're algorithms. They know what keeps you scrolling, not what keeps you sane. And every time you give in, you hand them a piece of your will. Section 3. The art of inner withdrawal. So how do you find peace in a world built to keep you restless? You begin by withdrawing inward, not in the way of isolation, but in the way of understanding. Plato described the soul as a charioteer, constantly pulled by two horses, one wild and impulsive, the other disciplined and noble. Most of us spend our lives dragged by the wild horse, emotion, impulse, reaction. To find peace, you must take the reins back. That means learning to pause, to let silence stretch instead of rushing to fill it, to listen without the need to respond, to observe without the need to control. There's a reason monks retreat to monasteries and philosophers wrote from solitude. They weren't escaping the world, they were returning to what the world had buried. You can do the same, even in a city, even with noise all around you. Stillness is not a place, it's a posture of the soul. Section 4. The uncomfortable truth about peace. Here's the part no one tells you. Peace isn't warm. It isn't gentle. At first, it's terrifying. Because real peace comes when you stop running, and that means the noise inside you finally catches up. All the things you've ignored, repressed, avoided, they surface. You begin to see how much of your life has been built on distraction. Machiavelli once wrote that men prefer to deceive themselves rather than face their true condition. We would rather chase comfort than confront the emptiness comfort hides. But when you face that silence, when you stop needing the world to be different so you can be okay, something shifts. You begin to notice that peace isn't found in the absence of chaos, but in the strength to remain calm within it. Section 5. Detachment, the hidden discipline. The Stoics called it apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from disturbance. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. Think of a river. When you're caught in it, you panic, you fight, you drown. But when you step to the bank and observe, you realize the water flows whether you resist or not. Life is that river. The events, the judgments, the storms, they come and go. Your suffering begins the moment you identify with the current. Bonhoeffer, who wrote from a Nazi prison cell, said, "Peace must be dared. It is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice." So peace, then, is not passive. It's active awareness. It's seeing the world's madness and refusing to let it dictate your soul's rhythm. Section 6. Learning to suffer well. Every philosopher, every great spiritual teacher, from Marcus Aurelius to Buddha, understood one thing. To find peace, you must learn to suffer well. Modern life has conditioned us to avoid discomfort at all costs. We medicate, we distract, we scroll. Anything to escape the feeling of being human. But what if peace isn't found in escaping pain, but in transforming it? Pain, after all, is information. It shows you where you've attached your identity too tightly, where you've placed your sense of worth outside yourself. If you can sit with your pain without running from it, you begin to reclaim your power. The fire that once consumed you becomes the light that guides you. Section 7. The quiet revolution within. The world tells you to find peace through achievement, a better job, a bigger home, a cleaner aesthetic. But external order will never cure internal chaos. You can decorate your prison cell with luxury, but it's still a cell. Real peace begins when you stop negotiating with life, when you stop demanding it be easy, fair, or predictable. When you surrender your obsession with how things should be, you finally begin to see them as they are. That's not defeat, it's liberation. And in that space, between what you can control and what you cannot, you find serenity. Not the kind that feels like comfort, but the kind that feels like truth. Section 8. Returning to yourself. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine stepping outside the noise, the headlines, the deadlines, the timelines. What's left when the world goes silent? You. Not your roles, not your opinions, just awareness itself. That is the home you've been searching for, the still point behind your thoughts, the witness behind the chaos. Peace isn't something you acquire, it's something you remember. It's the natural state beneath the clutter of your anxious mind. Plato said that learning is remembering, that wisdom is the soul recalling what it already knows. Perhaps peace is the same. Closing. The thought that lingers. So the next time the world feels unbearable, when your phone burns with news you can't control, when people disappoint you, when everything feels like it's falling apart, remember this. Peace isn't hiding from the storm. It's becoming the eye of it. Because chaos will always exist, in politics, in people, in the endless noise of living. But you can learn to be still, to stand in the middle of the madness and not lose yourself to it. And maybe in doing so, you'll find that the world doesn't need to change for you to be free. You just need to wake up to the truth that peace was never lost, only forgotten.